Members of Parliament under House Speaker Jibril have scrupulously examined and adopted a 2021 finance bill, which stands at 4,865.2 billion CFA francs. It was during a 10-hour-long session at the National Assembly. African leaders have agreed to officially start trading under the African Continental Free Trade Area come January 1, 2021. And the regional council elections are here. Council members go to the polls tomorrow to vote for those they want to see lead the regional council in the weeks ahead. Hello, good evening and welcome. I am Benen Bumagana, and in this edition of the 7:30 News, I will also be calling on Gladys Tata, who will be live in Studio 4 for the latest on the campaign fever.
Each of us must comply with the measures that have been taken.
We're coming to you live from Studio 5 of the Crtv Production Center. The state budget of the 2021 financial year balance in revenue and expenditure stands at 4,865.2 billion CFA francs and has been adopted at the National Assembly. At the plenary sitting presided over by House Speaker Honorable Jibril, the legislators and members of government exchanged for over 10 hours on the finance bill and the provision of social amenities for the well-being of the population. Esther Kmer reports.
The examination of the 2021 finance bill was rigorous at the House chamber, the discussion tense, and the tone of the orators sometimes rising to express dissent on the irrational distribution of the state budget.
In the Ministry of Secondary Education, with a budget of 338 million, the Far North has 882 million, the Southwest 848, and the Northwest 150 million. I am disturbed by this figure.
The bone of contention also dwelled on the partial accomplishment of the public investment budgets in the crisis-stricken regions.
The Presidential Reconstruction Plan has also made provision for the reconstruction of damaged infrastructures. The budget being prepared, as well as the Presidential Reconstruction Plan, is aiming at addressing all these concerns.
The value-added tax imposed on health insurance, the import substitution policy, and insufficient road infrastructure were queried.
These are routes we have been programming, and the funds are available. Our main difficulty is to be able to select a company who will accept to operate there.
After over 10 hours of grilling, the subsequent endorsement was a relief for governments.
We are very happy. That means that we have done a good job, but we have to take all the measures for the revamp of our economy.
The 2021 finance bill is now forwarded to the Senate for scrutiny and adoption before its promulgation into law.
Thank you very much, Esther. African leaders have promised to officially begin trading under the African Continental Free Trade Area by January 1, 2021. The commitment was taken today at the 13th extraordinary session of the African Union Summit held virtually. President Paul Biya was represented by External Relations Minister Lejeune Bella. Charles Ebounet reports.
34 African countries have submitted their instruments of ratification, with Nigeria, the continent's largest market, with plus 200 million people being the latest this morning, for trading to start next January 1 for the African Continental Free Trade Area. Cameroon is extremely proud of the successes recorded by African trade ministers. Accompanied by Trade Minister Luke Marugwambarga Tangana. At the 13th extraordinary session of the African Union Summit, President Paul Biya's representative, External Relations Minister Mbela unraveled measures taken by Cameroon to make the Continental Free Trade Area a reality. Institutionally, my country has elaborated a Continental Free Trade Area national strategy, and its management committee is under creation. Chaired virtually by African Union Chairman, South African President Cyril Ramaphosa, like other speakers, lauded efforts made by Niger President, who led negotiations for the common market to create a gross domestic product annually of about $3 trillion with 1.2 billion consumers.
Today, Saturday, was commemorated as the International Volunteers Day to hail the contribution of volunteers in the time of crisis in different parts of the world. Activities to mark the day took place at the Reunification Monument in Yaoundé under the coordination of officials of the Ministry of Youth Affairs. Romeo Kenya attended the ceremony and now reports.
Together we can, through volunteering is the theme under which the commemoration took place this Saturday at the Reunification Monument in Yaoundé. The event was chaired by the Secretary General at the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Civic Education, Mbeng Jaché Théophile Théodore. The 35th edition is taking place within a context of the COVID-19 pandemic with a significant humanitarian impact.
We would like to pay a higher level of homage to the volunteers that were deployed in Cameroon to address the issues that the communities were going through, especially during this trying time of the COVID-19.
This year's celebration seeks to promote values of peace and harmonious coexistence among populations and encourage volunteering participation of communities in local development actions.
Some needy and underprivileged students from 4 schools in Boya and Limbe have received financial assistance for the rest of the school year. The scholarship was given to them today at the Government High School Bonadikombo Mile 4 by the Etombi Foundation. Details with Doto Ndiale.
The 10 beneficiaries, who are all students going in for end-of-course examinations, are selected from Salvation Comprehensive High School Boya, Government Bilingual High School Limbe, Government High School Limbe, and the host institution for the event, Government High School Bonadikombo Mile 4 in Limbe.
Our great wish is that the students take advantage of this, and the Etombi Foundation should continue to touch lives.
The representative, while explaining that the foundation focuses on health and education of the underprivileged, encourage the recipients.
When we can give a hand to each other, we make life bearable. There are lots of people who are needy, but it's just for a while.
In appreciation for the laudable gesture, the students promise to work harder.
So grateful. I thank the Etombi Foundation for this privilege.
This scholarship will go a long way to help me to meet my academic necessities.
The scholarship, worth over 600,000 francs CFA, was given on criteria of needs and academic performance.
The wearing of face masks in public places will be mandatory until further notice.
We cut into the second canto now to talk about the fight against COVID-19. In our tour of the different regions, we go over to the North region to find out how trans-border health surveillance is helping to halt the spread of COVID-19 pandemic. On this modus operandi, let's join Baldwin Sama in a video chat with the North Regional Delegate of Public Health, Dr. Jamilatu, later. Hello, Baldwin.
Good evening to you, Benin Bumagana. This Sunday, we take you over to the north region of Cameroon to get a situation as to how trans-border health surveillance has been carried out in that part of the country with, I guess, the north regional delegates for public health, Dr. Jamila Leila. Madam Regional Delegates, good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Taman.
Explain to us how is trans-border health surveillance being carried out in the north region of Cameroon.
Okay, trans-border surveillance is implemented at the level of the 12 health posts in the north region. The health teams working at this level do the screening by thermoflash and offer the screening test by the rapid diagnosis test to the passenger.
And tell us, are there some patients who have been tested already at these borders, and how have they been taken care of?
To date, 5 persons were identified positive at 3 border health posts, and they are taken care of. Actually, only 1 case is active.
Thank you so much, Madam Regional Delegate, for being a guest this evening. That's the situation talking about trans-border health surveillance in the north region of Cameroon. Just to remind our viewers that a weekend is specialized just for a particular region, and next weekend, the region that will be on board to have an update as far as the coronavirus pandemic is concerned will be the Adamawa region of Cameroon. Back to you, Benin Bumagana.
And thank you, Baldwin Sama van Kamer. Security forces are on the offensive in Yaoundé, especially at night, to rid the city of dangerous weapons and stop the activities of men of the underworld. The National Gendarmerie is taking the lead with special crackdown operations on the sideline of routine patrols. BrigadeAntiSardinard spent Friday night with a special patrol team of the National Gendarmerie and brought back this report.
The special patrol is made up of a combined squad from the 1st, 2nd and 3rd National Gendarmerie companies in Yaoundé. Point of departure, territorial gendarmerie grouping with a roadmap.
We are deployed for a special mission of control, search and sensitization.
The targets are hot and crime-prone spots in the capital city. Among them, Isos, Vokada, Kondongo, and the control is strict.
I truly thank the gendarmerie for the effort they are making to protect the population.
Omnisport neighborhood. The discovery of these armed 3 boys whose parents, including this lady, a mother to one of them, could not hold back her tears.
This man was having things that are on fire. After this man, I have to take paper and burn it. After us, all of us have to take paper and burn it and go there in that place.
The control of on and off licensed beer parlors ends at Minifirm, hotspot that led to many arrests. Hold tight to your ID card as you move outdoors these days.
We're going to have the Sean in this newscast. Bert, as I told you, we will be going over to Studio 4 where I see Gladys Tata standing by to give us updates. I'm talking about last-minute stories from the field on the electoral campaigns. Hello, Gladys.
Hello, Bennett. And as Ben and Buma, you were just telling me right a few minutes ago, a few hours to the December 6th Pioneer Regional Council elections in the Cameroon, polling stations in the Mfundi Division Center region have received a facelift. And as Gerard Nanji Eyambe made rounds of the polling stations, he brought back the following report for this newscast.
In the Fundi Division, Government Technical High School Shah Atangana, where the 146 traditional rulers will be casting their votes, is dressed in the colors of Elections Cameroon. The Mfundi Elekam branch head, Bazi Atangana, is not only supervising but personally ensuring that all is set. Given the context with which the elections are organized, special COVID-19 preventive measures have been taken. Elekam officials have made it abundantly clear that no voter will be allowed in without a face mask. The same dose of attention is given to government bilingual primary school bastos, where the 282 municipal councillors of the CPDM and FDC party will compete over votes. In the midst of this, security is beefed up in and around the centers. The forces of law and order are on guard to ensure a hitch-free polls come Sunday, December 6, 2020.
With barely 24 hours left to the regional council elections, the NUDP municipal councillors of Garabulai in the East region say they are ready to head to the polls. During a meeting, the campaign team assured their list was the winning list this Sunday. Tala LT tells us more from CRTV East in Bertoua.
Adam Amadou, in his early 30s, a NUDP candidate for the regional elections in the Lomanjerem, believes the youth too have a voice in the decision-making process of the country. He adds that their priority, if voted, will be the youth, education, healthcare, security, agriculture, livestock breeding, mines, industries, and tourism. As the countdown narrows, the NUDP candidates in Garabulai meet in a conclave to analyze their chances while fine-tuning last-minute preparations to lure voters. This battle against the ruling CPDM party in the Lomanjerem, Muhammadu Bakiru tells me, is a David against Goliath situation, but believes their political ideologies and zeal for change will guarantee them a seat at the regional council. They are not going to fold their arms and watch things unfold. The NUDP hopes to make its presence felt through the ballot box.
Let's go to the banks of the River Benue, where political parties in the north are making use of their last cards to win votes in their favor. Elekam has equally given assurance of the availability of campaign materials. Vanessa Vutnang tells us more from CRTV North.
Political parties, through their aspiring candidates, are intensifying the wooing game to win seats at the prestigious regional council.
We appeal those who are elected at the council level to vote for UNDP on December 6th.
I am ready for the election come Sunday.
Officials of the elections governing body Elekam affirmed their readiness to conduct the voting exercise, and for the holding of hitch-free elections, law enforcement officials have taken stringent measures as the countdown to the election narrows. People in the north are anxiously waiting to begin a new page in Cameroon's decentralization.
Meantime, traditional rulers in the Nyong and Kele division of the Central region are wooing their peers to vote for their list at Sunday polls. His Majesty Emmanuel Blaise Mintamak is one of the candidates for the regional council elections. Let's have a listen.
All the chiefs of Nyong and Kele to come and vote for Gabriel Maimatip and Emmanuel Blaise Mintamak, because we think we are the best to transmit the message of Nyong and Kele to the head of state, to every place that we're going. We are able to talk concerning Nyong Ekele and on behalf of Nyong Ekele. If you go to the polling station, please vote for the pink bulletin.
In a related development, traditional rulers in Jimom and Magba subdivisions of the Noon Division in the West region have been told to vote this Sunday. The three candidates, led by Chief Ibrahim Vesa, were in the subdivision to canvass for votes. Details with Ngo Henry.
The three representatives of traditional rulers in the Noon Division have met with the third-class chiefs of the Jimom and the Magba subdivisions. The head of the list, Chief Ibrahim Vesa, called on them to vote massively next Sunday for the development of the municipalities. He enjoined them to collect their voter cards and contribute to promote the socio-economic development of the Noon by voting. The representative of the Sultan of the Bamums, his first assistant, Dr. Inusa Ngupayu, reminded the custodians of the tradition in Magba and in Jimum that the decentralization process will greatly ameliorate the living conditions of the population of the Noon.
The population of the littoral region who are not involved in the regional elections this Sunday have been told to pursue their activities unperturbed. The request was made by the governor of the littoral region, Samuel Jodene Ivaha Diboa, during a special radio program today. Scholar Maloke is our lady on that beat.
His passage on the program, Le Rendezvous Régional, presented by the editor-in-chief, Olivier Kingemoli, was an occasion for the chief executive of the region to clarify some doubts in the minds of the population.
The population that are not concerned with the elections are free to go to church, as tomorrow is Sunday.
On his part, the regional delegate for elections Cameroon, who also took part in the program, affirmed that the campaigns went on smoothly.
From the feedback we got from the different divisions, the campaign went rather well.
Meantime, the governor has explained that security measures have been taken for a hitch-free voting process. As hours die down to December 6th, those involved in the regional elections in the littoral are upbeat for a smooth exercise.
In the southwest region, the heads of the different communal campaign teams for FACO have pledged to give their party a 100% win during tomorrow's polls. This was during an evaluation meeting chaired by Professor Nalova Lyonga. Ethel Edimombela reports from CRTV Southwest in Boya.
The CPDM party, which will be the only party taking part in the regional elections in FACO division, counts 21 regional representatives who will be voted in on Sunday by 221 municipal councillors.
They have been working. They have worked so hard, and all the reports that I got today shows that everything has worked according to plan. They are so pleased with what the head of state has done for this division, and we are giving him our love.
The regional representatives have been challenged to uphold the values of the CPDM and, most importantly, the values of the people of FACO division.
Well, thanks for watching, and we go back to Studio 5 to meet Benin Bumagana for a continuation of the news. Hello, Benin.
And thank you very much, Gladys. That was quite interesting. Let's get back to talk sports this time and the African Nations Championship. Contractors working on the east entrance to Douala have stepped up work speed on the project to render traffic fluid during the African Nations Championship, the CHAN. On what has been done so far and what is going on here is Afonso Abongwa Achu with the details.
If we go by the date of the major upcoming continental football competitions to be hosted by Cameroon, then time is not on the side of those in charge of the road project at the east entrance to Douala. What is going on now is referred to as emergency works. The contractors have chosen to work around the clock due to this time constraint.
We are doing cleanup works at Carrefour Ari. We will do a temporary roundabout and enlargements of pavements. Right now we are working on the base layer of road-based asphalt. In the coming days, a new coating of asphalt will be poured.
These temporary works are expected to eventually be integrated within the framework of the final project. This is in conformity with the timing defined by Public Works Minister Emmanuel Ganon Jumesi.
On December 15, we have projected the end of the works prescribed to Razel, so we are on a good track for the completion.
This end of emergency works is not synonymous to the end of the project of the east entrance to Douala.
Now, the head coach of Cameroon's Intermediate Lions, Martin Tungumpile, has named the 28-man squad to begin a 37-day training camp this Sunday at the CAF Excellence Center in Bankomo here in Yaoundé. Within this period of training, the team will play several warm-up matches against local and international outfits ahead of the CHAN 2021 in Cameroon. On the list and training program, here is Romeo Kenye.
The 28th armada of players convened for the CHAN campaign by Intermediate Lions GAFA. Martin Tungumpile are a constituent of 8 strikers, 7 playmakers, 10 defenders and 3 short stoppers. Major columns feature PWD's sensational keeper, Hashu Kerido, and columns Patrick Mevungu. Both players are returning from international trips. The greatest absence in the shortlist is Union of Douala's Go Machinery, Samuel Len, who has been a regular in the past. Bambutos FC of Mbuda, Stade Renard of Melon, and PWD Social Club of Bamenda count 3 candidates each. Cotton Sport of Garua has got 5 candidates, 1 ahead of Colombe. The first phase of the training session of the squad begins this Sunday at the CAF Excellence Center in Bankomo. It will wrap up on December 26. Within the 10 days, the team will play a series of friendlies against local sides. Between December 20 to 30, the selection will play some 2 vital friendlies before engaging into a 4-team tournament from January 1 to 7 in Yaoundé. The outfit will have as opponents Zambia, Niger, and Uganda. The different preparatory confrontations will enable the Intermediate Lions to keep fit ahead of the Continental showpiece on home soil slated for January 16.
Thank you very much. CRTV is offering very interesting programs tomorrow, live coverage of the election. From 6 a.m., you will meet Evelyn Owonai-Somba in a special 3 to 4 hour broadcast on how the different regions are preparing. And through to the afternoon, and then in the evening, there is going to be election night. Tomorrow, CRTV will give you the pictures, the sounds, the latest from the different regions. At 8:30, right after now, Lucrece Mebenga will be coming on, and after 8:30, of course, Duduni Call and Gladys Atta will come back to give you the last stories, I should say, about the campaign. Campaign in Bumagana. God bless you. See you tomorrow.
In this connection, we should avoid stigmatizing.
On election day, the elector is welcomed and directed by the local polling commission member assigned to that task. He or she submits to the COVID-19 preventive formalities before verifying his or her name on the electoral register and then proceeds into polling station.
The elector, upon entering the polling station, presents their national identity card and their voter's card in order to be identified by a member of the local polling commission. Hand control and registration on the electoral roll. The elector is directed towards the table where alone they pick up a ballot chosen from each list of candidates and an opaque Elecam envelope stamped election of regional councillors. They now head to the polling booth to secretly make their choice. The selected ballot is put in the envelope and the remaining ones are dropped in the disposal bag. It is the responsibility of the chairperson, but not in the polling booth, to ensure that the elector does not take away the unchosen ballots. They leave the polling booth and slot the envelope in the ballot box. They then move to the table to evidence their vote in 3 stages. First, by signing on the electoral register, then affixing their fingerprint of the right thumb in mention of the tip of the little finger. the elector withdraws his cards and immediately leaves the voting premises.
This message is from Elections Cameroon.
Est-ce que tes gencives font mal? Oui. Est-ce que ton dentifrice contient de la sauge, eucalyptus, myrrhe, camomille? Tout ça dans un seul dentifrice? Oui, essaye Colgate Herbal. Contient les meilleures herbes de la nature et la technologie Colgate Fluor pour des dents fortes et des gencives saines. Ah! Colgate Herbal. Allons-y. Colgate Herbal pour des dents fortes et des gencives naturellement saines.
Si l'État unitaire décentralisé tend à favoriser, n'est-ce pas, l'élargissement de façon horizontale des pouvoirs, des libertés, l'exercice des pouvoirs, cette forme d'organisation de l'État n'occulte pas le renforcement également des verticalités, c'est-à-dire des relations verticales entre les pouvoirs infra-étatiques et le pouvoir central. Précisément en ce qui concerne les régions, la plus-value ici, c'est que peut-être beaucoup de nos téléspectateurs camerounais ne savent pas, c'est que le président du conseil régional est une autorité qui sera capable de saisir le conseil constitutionnel. Jusque-là, le Cameroun était